Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and in today's video we are going to talk about what do I exactly do as a life coach and what are the objectives behind my coaching practice. And there are 3 objectives. So I will explain each and every objective first in English and then in Hindi so that everybody gets to know what is it that I am doing. क्योंकि मुझे ये क्वेश्चन इतनी बार पूछा गया है और मेरे लिए ना सच्ची में बहुत मुश्किल है 1 या 2 मिनट में समझाना कि मैं क्या करती हूँ एज अ कोच, बिकॉज इट विल टेक टाइम फॉर अ पर्सन टू अंडरस्टैंड दैट. सो अगर मुझे किसी फंक्शन में मिल रहे हो, शादी में मिल रहे हो, माई रिलेटिव्स, मुझे टाइम लगेगा आपको समझाने में. यू हैव टू सिट विथ मी फॉर 5 minutes or watch this video. So let's get started. The first objective is to bring people alive. When I was growing up, there was one sentence, a compliment that I consistently heard from everybody around me, is that this girl has a different spark in her. And I was a person who used to listen to my heart completely. Okay, I felt like going and taking part in an elocution competition, learn poems, deliver it. I would do it. I would go on stage fearlessly, deliver things. I would participate in sports. I would participate in dance. I would do all of that. And I was happy as an individual. And slowly when I grew up, went to college, I once heard this from somebody whom I knew from a long time, that you're feeling quite dull, from one of my very good friends. And then I really understood that what is it that I'm not doing right with my life. I was not taking up those things that really made my heart happy, that made me feel alive. We see small children, right? They have this spark in their eyes. They are feeling alive. They are playful. They're spontaneous. Because whenever I see adults roaming around, I've seen faces that are really become sad. Shoulders that have gone just down due to responsibilities. And who said you cannot fulfill responsibilities while being happy, while, dancing through life? It's not necessary that you have to be this sad person only. Even if you have been through very difficult and tough situations in your life, that does not mean that you have to be sad throughout your life. It takes time for you to process sadness. It takes time for you to process grief. I'm not saying that brush it under the carpet. I will never say that as an emotional wellness expert. But to feel alive is the most healing thing. That's what I want to do. Saying the same in Hindi. अगर मैं हिंदी में explain करने की कोशिश करूँ, और मेरे लिए बहुत difficult है ये switch करना, क्योंकि literally मेरे brain में अलग language चल रही होती है. So हिंदी में अगर मैं कहूँ तो जिंदा महसूस करना वो काम करते हुए जो आपको अच्छे लगते हैं. क्योंकि लाइफ में इतनी सारी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज आने लगती है, जैसे जैसे आपकी एज बढ़ती है, हम देखते हैं कि लोगों का फेस डल हो गया है, कितना थोड़ा सा मुस्कुराते हैं, मुस्कुराने में भी कंजूसी है लोगों की. तो मैं नहीं चाहती कि लोग ऐसे उनकी जिंदगी जिए. ऑफ कोर्स दे हैव द राइट टू डिसाइड कि वो कैसे जीना चाहते हैं, बट इनहेरेंटली इंसान बहुत एनर्जेटिक होता है जब वो खुशी से उसकी जिंदगी जीता है. तो ये मेरा सबसे पहला ऑब्जेक्टिव है, to bring people alive. My second objective is to help people not just feel better, but to get better at feelings. One of the things that I personally struggled with when I was growing up is that I used to brush all my feelings under the carpet. And whenever there was a trigger in my surroundings, I would blast like a volcano. I would actually get extremely sad, extremely unhappy, or extremely angry, or extremely happy. Everything was in extreme. Why? Because I used to keep hiding it from myself. So whenever you sort of rationalize, that why to get sad, why to get angry, it's okay, just brush it under the carpet and move on. So this mentality of quickly fixing your emotions is not very healthy for your emotional and mental health. So just getting better at processing difficult emotions, because people are not able to digest risk. People are not able to digest disappointment that comes with risk, and that is why they don't take significant risks in their life. We sort of learn to always be in our comfort zones because we don't want to process everything that has been hidden inside. And whenever you want to do anything worthwhile in your life, you will see everything that is hidden coming up. Whether you have to start making making videos, starting from these small activities to, sort of getting in a relationship where you have to emotionally become vulnerable, or starting your own business. Everything will ask you to confront towards your own fears and uncertainties first. And in that time, when you learn to work with your emotions, when you learn to process your emotions, when you learn to ask your sadness and anger, what's the thing? What do you want me to take care of? Because these emotions are like signals. I always say this, that if on the road there were no traffic signals, then what will happen? There will be a traffic jam, congestion, right? So that happens inside our system. When you say that I am feeling stuck, when you say that I'm a very lazy person, you are talking about your own emotional blocks. And I have seen emotional blocks being more prominent than your thought process, than your mindset and your external blocks. That is why working on them becomes very important. The third objective is to help people get better at solving problems. There are so many personal development theories, how to stop being an overthinker, how to be more peaceful, how to be more calm. And people's goal has become that ideal picture where everything is calm and peaceful. Because of this, there is so much of internal resistance, especially I find in youth, that there is so much resistance inside that they are chasing that picture and they're escaping from situations saying that I'm not a materialistic person, or I am not a person who can face reality. Let me go and become spiritual. And this is not how you can live your life, because wherever there are human beings, there would be conflicts, there would be problems, and you need to learn to become a better problem solver. And this is a very major part of thinking clearly, of using thinking as your action. For example, I'm performing a conscious action with my hand right now. That is a hand gesture. And what we have been taught is that thinking is always an unconscious process. Most of the people think like that thinking is an unconscious process. But right now, if I stop talking to myself, there is no thought. So thinking is a conscious process. If I want to think about my laptop right now or my mobile phone, then I can think about it. I can visualize it, right? So I do have some agency over it. It's not that it's completely unconscious. So simple things, that is your thinking resourceful for you or it is unresourceful for you? मतलब आपकी जो सोच है वो आपको प्रोग्रेस की तरफ लेकर जाती है, ग्रोथ की तरफ लेकर जाती है, या और नेगेटिव होल्स में लेकर जाती है, और ज़्यादा आपकी जो प्रोग्रेस है उसको रोकती है? जब हम इन चीज़ों को देखने लगते हैं कोचिंग में, तब जाकर हम समझ पाते हैं अपने आप को. सो वाइल यूजिंग ऑल दीज 3 मेन ऑब्जेक्टिव्स, मैं ट्रांसफॉर्मेशनल लाइफ कोचिंग यूज करती हूँ, विच इज दैट अंडरस्टैंडिंग हु यू आर, हाउ यू फंक्शन, हाउ यू बिहेव, व्हाट बिहेवियर यू वांट टू चेंज इन योरसेल्फ, बिकॉज ऑल ऑफ दिस आर द थिंग्स दैट मेक यू सक्सेसफुल, that makes your life fulfilling. All of these are the things which says that yes, whether I'm creating a life that I love or I'm not creating a life that I loved. So if you want to live a truly transformational life where you are creating your life, then all these 3 aspects become very important. So if you want to be a part of this program, that is Journey Towards Greatness, or you want to work with me and you want to experience life coaching, you can go to the description box. You will find the link to book calls with me, and I would be so more than happy to help you out.